Hey guys. Hey, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, I'm back on Lily and Jack Sullivan. It's been 6 weeks. Today is September 2nd, 4 months since they went missing. I know that's a long time for many people, but let's remember there are kids still missing out there for years. So it's Tuesday, September 2nd. I have 10:03 a.m. I'm starting this. So I'm first going to put out validations. I did finally find time. Oh, and by the way, I hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend or tried to. Um, so I'm going to put out some valids. I was able to go through all my videos of them because I like to do that. First of all, when I put out validations like I did Emmanuel so soon, Emmanuel Harrow, where his body's still not found, it helps me see I'm still on the right track and you guys to see, okay, she's picking up, she's intact with whatever is going on, right? Because any possibility is still possible. And that's basically it with Lily and Jack, right? Um, so it's good to always go back and kind of say, okay, am I even picking up the energy here? And just to let you know, I've done nine videos. I pulled down one video that had nothing to do with reading. It was just me going off and getting pissed at the situation that people were causing because we got a lot of immature minded people involved in this and it's pissing me off. I mean, I'm talking adults, right? Hold on, I need my coffee. So I took that down and I'll do that sometimes. When I go on a rant, and then I keep it up for a while and then I realize, that doesn't benefit anyone. So I took it down. All right. But all the reading parts are still up there. Okay. So, and like I've said before, no one's 100%. Anything I got here and gave validations to, um, they might be all I got. Or they're in time, more will come out. And then I'll like, oh, yeah, okay, that works. Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? So let me just start off with saying we can't go quiet on Lily and Jack. I know it's only been, well, to me, compared to 1 year with Sebastian, a little over a year now, year and a half or something. Um, Poor little Dylan Eller, 5 years. Go on. I did pick that up. I'll bring it up when I pick up the part of it. I broke it down per video so you guys can know where I'm getting this information from. Um, I hope it don't go that long, but we'll see. We just got to keep their faces out there, keep fighting for them. Keeping people aware is the number one key to getting this solved. Okay. So I also want to address this situation with this Natasha witness. This is not a validation in any way. I'm just saying because it hasn't been confirmed by the RCMP on this, and this is a major thing that she's spoken on. She didn't come out till the 31st. So first of all, I'd like to know if she's even right on the day of May 2nd. How can she confirm on that second, right? Because she waited. I don't know why. Not sure of the whole inside story, but there is question there. But the thing is from day one, when I started doing videos, I was saying how the kids were given away by someone on that property and handed to someone else, right? So on the 31st, Natasha apparently calls the RCMP. I saw two kids on the side of the road walking, holding hands, but the girl looked like she was about 10. And I haven't heard anyone say that Lily is extra, extra tall for her, size, her age being 6. And The boy was 5, which would kind of be 4, 5, 6, you know what I mean? But also, people are saying it's a stranger that must have picked him up because of this. But in reality, if you think about the story being told, and I'm only bringing this up because the RCMP put out some new document stuff, and the RCMP doesn't have to say a damn word when it comes to saving these children or finding their remains. They know something's going down, right? But as of July 16th, which that's 6 weeks ago also, this document was made, I guess. So we don't know what they're thinking today or what they're doing today. But this Natasha said that they were on the side of the road. She saw them. She saw an older woman in her 50s or something with um, wavy curly hair waiting by her golden car, a golden colored car with the back door already open. So she was waiting purposely. This isn't some stranger sitting on the side of the road or driving by, seeing 2 kids and stopped and picked them up. This is someone who is actually sitting there waiting. And then Jack and Lily or whoever, these 2 kids, I don't even know if any of this story is straight up because people listen to us online. Not only readers, but theories and true crime things and all this stuff. Right? So this could be someone. I'm not saying that she's outright lying. I don't know the woman, but it does make it questionable. You waited first of all on the 31st. Why so long? Right? And these kids jump in the back of the car and take off with her. Well, if any of that may be true, that means she knew to be there on that day, at that time, in that place on that road, because someone from within that property made a plan for her to come and pick them up. Right? That's not just by chance. Who sits there on the side of the road, opens their back door, and just waits around? I just don't get it. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I think if there was really some crux to it, now yes, the police have to follow every single lead. So they're following up and seeing what can come of this. But if there was really some crux and truth, I would think the RCMP would have come out and said, we're looking just as a witness, not even blame her as a suspect, because they'll do that a lot. As a witness, we want to talk to this woman, give the description in this car with the description of the car. If know anyone like that, please call us. But they haven't done that. I know I'm like, well, this could help because you said they would be picked up, right, by someone and that the family gave them away. Yeah, but there's so many holes in it. I can't confirm it. I really question it highly. Okay. So that's out of the way. Now for my validations. Hold on a minute. Okay. So this is good because we can all go through it and say, yeah, yeah, okay. And then maybe you guys get an idea from something that I'm validating and saying, wait a minute, I picked up this, or I know of this, and you call the RCMP. Who knows, right? So May 14th was my first video. Mm. I picked up photo evidence, and the cops have picked up trail cams afterwards. When I say valid evidence, validation, I mean, it means this information came out after I did my video. All right. Uh, so the cops have gone and gotten trail cams to say they're going through all digital evidence. Like, I think it was like what, 9,400 photos or videos or something like that. That came out on the 16th, that it was that many, I believe. Um, so they're definitely, and I think like uh, the photo evidence came out afterwards that they saw them at that like mall or store at 2:30, 3 o'clock or something in the afternoon of the first, right? May 1st, along with everything else, which they don't have to tell us every single bit of evidence they're picking up. They really don't. They need to keep this secure. no matter what the case is and what the final ending is with Lily and Jack. They want to locate these children either alive or if they have been passed on, right? No longer here. They got to find their physical bodies, right? So we also have unfazed, and we know Monlea was totally unfazed. I mean, she often went to the beach, not even looking for her kids, not screaming for her kids. So that's confirmed. But like I said on the 14th, she was unfazed before all this. Like she just kind of gave up that her life would get better, and she needed to do something to get better. She needed to. Um, May 17th, the second video, obstruction, and we've clearly seen tons of obstruction going on. And I said, I don't feel them on property or the woods, and cops have done all they to locate areas and not found them. Now, like I said then, I believe in that video, when all is said and done, could whoever has them or had them, my energy is past, present, future, do something harmful, or if they're already passed on, change the location and move them to where they've already searched, thinking, they've been there, they'll never go back there? Yeah, of course they could. But at that point in time, they were not there. Community getting upset, taking too long, right? And since then, the people drive, we've heard and stuff. People drive by Daniels, threats have been made, even online community drama, all kinds of stuff. It's just, and I think the community at this point is so frustrated. And I'm not just saying online, I'm saying within that community, Pictou County, all that area, probably all of Canada, because they're basically seeing the repeat of Dylan Eller in a way. Okay, what are we going to do? Wait 5 years or more and still not have answers? Um, on the 17th, my second video, legal papers being drawn. All right, so costs for different searches, and of course, there's Meadow. I'm sure there were legal papers, and this stuff came out after. But also legal papers. Apparently, Belinda is, which I've touched on that on another one, so I'm kind of repeating because the card's repeated, which is good, right? Belinda's going for full custody, I believe, of the children, no matter what the outcome is. We'll see if she gets it. And then Janie even talked about going legally to see her bio children, grandchildren, because I guess she's been stopped. So there's legal papers. Um, Illusion, delusion, and misdirection. And I think everyone understands and sees that's been throughout this whole case, and it's still going on. All right. And it's frustrating because it's purposely misdirection. That's why I questioned Natasha. I don't know her. She could be 100% honest and saying what she's seen and just waited till the third. I don't know. I don't know. But for the overall part of those who were supposed to be the closest to these children, a lot of the crap being said have now been found out to be lies, misdirection, misleading, inconsistencies. You know what I mean? Just makes me more frustrated, as I'm sure it does all of you. So we also have on May 23rd, part 5 I did. That 50-gallon barrel, there was one shown on the news, which I got on part 4, right? So the part 4 is what I said, "Hey, there's a 50-gallon," I said metal barrel, but what that blue barrel was that they showed on the trail cam or whatever was confirmation that I'm picking up. They have those kind of barrels up there. You know what I mean? Um, so I got that on part 4, May 19th. Okay. So this went from the second video to the fifth video because the third and fourth were little snippets and stuff. Okay. Also on May 23rd, I got 3 different departments of cops. Now it's come out after that that many departments were working it. So I got 3, and I'm wondering if all these others, and I mean, there's a lot, were under those 3 main ones. Like you got major crime, you got, I guess, missing and exploited, I guess, or, and then I think these other, I'm wondering, um, cops holding tight info, and and as we see, they still are, even though some reports are out. They're not really telling us really, like, they came out in the beginning and said this was not an abduction, right? But now they're giving us this thing about Natasha. And abduction, in my mind, is like a stranger abduction or a parental abduction. They picked up the kid and they ran with them without permission, right? But with what I've been picking up is someone within that property handed these kids off to whoever took them. All right. Of course, it's been 6 weeks, so I'm not sure where the kids are right now, but I will do a reading after this too. A quick one, I think. 3 different, okay, cops holding tight. Okay, then we got arguments and fights coming out, and that's been shown left and right um, by people trying to interject into like true crime shows and stuff. I also heard, like I said, there's been driving by, threatening people. Um, um, there was something else. Shoot. But there's been fights and arguments. And I think behind the scenes, there still are a lot of fights and arguments. Um, Also, drugs may have played a role, and it came out that there was meth in the home. And that's just one drug we know of. Everyone's making a big deal out of that, but that's just one that we know of. And I'm going to just say it. For some woman to claim, anyone, I was living with him in that place for 2 years, and right after Meadow was born is when I found out he was doing this. You're living there and you're saying you didn't do it too? I'm sorry. It actually, that makes sense of why when Belinda went in, she said this is totally different from the way she used to live. It's a mess and things stacked up high and all this other stuff. That's what drugs do. They give you no care in the world. You lose any kind of understanding of being clean and organized and all this stuff. So I'm sorry. I have a hard time believing she lived in there knowing what he did, and she never did it herself. I have a hard time with that. And that could be the bottom line of what they're both holding back is they were so high. I know she came out and said he was tweaking that night or something. She's claiming it. We don't know if anything they're saying is true, by the way, folks. But she's claiming he was tweaking and she went to bed or whatever. What if they were both tweaking? What if he did that and she did something else that made her totally pass out? What if he was doing that and he ended up passing out and she used the time frame that he passed out to do something herself? We don't know, right? All we know is apparently all 3 of them have stated they all were sleeping when everything went down. It just makes no sense unless you were highly drugged and someone knew that you were highly drugged and passed out. It just makes no sense. Um, we got lies, deception, and cover up. That's very, very clear. And that's all we've been getting. false person or people, and yes, they're all lying at some extent. I hate to say it, but at some extent, it's clear you're all lying either to cover each other's asses or what the case. But no one involved in this case, closest to the children, are being 100%. And that's the saddest thing. So June 1st was part 6. And let's see. Found out video footage of family out on May 1st. Oh, yeah. Which on first video, I said within 2 weeks, news comes out that, and that was 29th, being in 2 weeks. So on the first video, like I brought it up, video footage coming out that'll show something. So I just confirmed it on June 1st that came out. So June 2nd, part 7. Cutting ties, freedom. And that's where we know that Malaya was off on the beach. All right, literally. Pictures of Malaya on the beach. Right? Showing she's just moving on. You know, she's just moving on. It's hard to say, but some people seem to be soulless. Now, drugs could do that too. I'm not saying she was on drugs. This is, alleged, right? Even when I have confirmations, it's more than alleged. But when I comment in my doing this, like I just did, it's alleged. All right. So we know that she cut ties as soon as she could, and she ran, which is totally not like a true mother would do. Then we have drama and toxic. So much drama, discord between families shown online, showing previous discord happened. I mean, it's clear. Will be solved distant future. And now it's been 4 months. So it's like I did this one and it came out will be solved in distant future. This was June 2nd. We are September 2nd. So 3 months, right? And right now, yes, it's distant for everyone. We'd like them found 3 months ago. And they could be because at this point, it's been 3 months since I did the reading on this. This was June 2nd. They could find out something tomorrow. They can find the kids tomorrow. It would still be distant future, but from June 2nd. But I'm a little worried that it's going to be further than that. Okay. A little longer. Hope to God it's not a year, but we'll see. Um, Also, I got June 20th, part 8. Community is like what the hell? Why not solved? Just recently, RCMP put out info, and all online community was frustrated, not being told enough questioning and questioning if the RCMP know what the hell they're doing. Okay. So I'm sure community around Nova Scotia is also, right? And probably all Canada, like I said. And just to let you know, cops can lie. I've said that before. And they will lie if it's helps solve their case, especially when it comes to missing people. Um, Bad choices, games, mixed signals shown from online, right? That shows even the way they're lying, the way they're um, misleading, all that stuff. Then we got puzzled. Wait a minute. Let me do this. That. Okay. Puzzled, confused, and conflicted. Well, at this point, that's all we are. The purposed misdirection and lies are for a reason. And what's the reason? To cause confusion, cause obstruction, and never get to the goal of finding them, but that's not going to happen. Sooner or later, Lily and Jack will be found. I'm hoping alive, but it may not be. Now, I'm going to bring this up. It's not a validation because I didn't say it as a reading thing. I said, like, when I read, I do my comments too, like, hey, this would be nice, or hey, that, you know what I mean? But I do want to bring it in. I said on June 20th, part 8, maybe Belinda will get them. And recently, she has stated she's finally filing for custody for them. So I just kind of thought that was neat. We'll see if she gets them, or what happens with that. And then we got Web of Lies being burned down. Family members have been caught in lies, so they are, and the lies have been called out. Then we got ultimatum given at one point. Well, it's been stated from Malaya on Criming Shame that Dan gave Malaya ultimatum, me or your friends. So it does fit. Another ultimatum was probably given towards the time this was happening, right? Of one sort or another. Um, one more thing. Okay, now also on part 8, I'm sorry, yeah, part 8 right here where we're at. Um, I mentioned burner phone. There's a burner phone somewhere, right? Well, on the Criming Shame, um, on 8/29, I just watched the replay a day or two ago. Sonny said, rest assured, Daniel had a couple of burner phones. All right. And that was about 14 minutes in. I'm telling you the time because, her lives go like maybe 2, 3 hours, things like that. And some people already seen it, but they're like, well, I don't remember it, but I'm giving you time to go back and hear it. Okay. Um, and at 47 minutes, hold on. A chatter asked how she knows, and she said, "'Cause I know. I just know. Can't say where info comes from," which is true. With true crime channels, you can't give up your source because they don't want their name out there. They don't want to be, you know what I mean? But the way she said it, and I've watched Criming Shame off and on for a while now when I can get a chance, and they're very good at, this is my opinion, this is something I heard, to I don't know if this is factual, to okay, I know for a fact from someone, blah, and Sunny's been good like that, all right? So I do believe that confirms. Now if she comes back out and says, shit, my info was wrong, I will correct it too if I hear it, right? But at this point, I think she's right. And I do also believe, and this wasn't anything Sunny said at this point, that Malaya had one too. If she didn't actually have a burner phone, she was keeping secrets from Daniel. They were both doing it. Like I said, this is a total toxic situation. It wasn't if something would happen to these children, it was when something would happen to these children. That's what's sad. Um, and so we're at July 18th, which was my last video. Um, and it's part 9. RCMP has come out searching Ontario, which I was directed to with Owl Lodge, and looking at DNA, which I've mentioned. All right. On the 19th, said someone on Malaya's side will come out. That also was sort of like commentary, like I was just saying, we've heard all of this from Daniel's side. I really do think I do feel someone was coming out. So in a way, it was more than commentary, but take it as you will. Anyways, we'll come out and do interview soon within like a couple of weeks, within 2 weeks, I said. And then Wade, Cindy's boyfriend, through Tint, the channel Tint. Now, I know there's been commotion of how he went about getting it, but I didn't do that. But he did bring us some valid, good source information if Wade's telling the truth, right? So Cindy's boyfriend through Tint and Malaya on criming shame, right? So answering questions through text. And again, Sonny was damn sure it was Malaya. So, um, as like an interview, I was hoping, I'll be honest, for more of like a news station interview, but they're answering questions as an interviewer would interview them. So I'm claiming that as a validation, and that was within the 2 weeks. And then someone watching online feels they have been betrayed. Well, let me get this straight here. Malaya texts criming shame Sunny, saying she feels disrespected by Belinda. And the next day, from what I gather, RCMP called Belinda to like stop whatever, stop talking about it, stop. She's claiming harassment or whatever. Um, so, and this was before Belinda went for that we know of is going for custody. Um, but it's basically, Malia basically called the RCMP and complained about Belinda. And this was over something about the fundraiser, finding out information that Malaya wanted money to go into Cheryl's account, whatever money was left over. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit. You only come out and talk to anyone or text anyone when it comes to getting friggin' money. I mean, I'm telling you, people, she's just not right. She is not right in her head. And I don't know if she's got a heart. I'm going to be very blatant. I don't care who I piss off. A mother does not act like this. Bottom line. Um, and also, Wade came out and said a lot of negative stuff about Malaya. So Malaya kind of feels, I guess, betrayed, but I don't care. I think Jack and Lily definitely feel betrayed. So let me get a sip of coffee and we'll start a reading. Clearly, all those validations is showing me I'm hitting on something here. Again, that could be all I end up being right about, guys. But I'm going to keep going. And hope they are still alive. I don't get the same feeling as I did with Emmanuel. That's why people might question that. Well, if you can, get that I even said I'm putting hope out that I am wrong about him being passed on, but I'm not. And so far, that's what the police are saying, actually. And so that's why there's different energies for different things. I do pick up past, present, future. So everything I say is alleged. My opinion, reading the cards as best as I can. So let's see how this comes out today. Even if you're, not into talking or anything, I mean, it'd be great if people just keep their face and missing poster up on their, like they put out a video and it's basically itself saying missing Jack and Lily Sullivan. You know what I mean? And at least that their faces are out there and everyone's knowing they're missing. The awareness is the number one key. If we can keep everyone aware and not let this case go cold, there's more of a chance of finding them one way or the other, right? So here we go. Jack and Lily. Lily and Jack. Also, I wanted to say I haven't been picking up Emily. Remember in the beginning readings, those who follow me, and thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you very much. And so I don't know if she's no longer have anything to do with this case. You know, she could have been I don't know, a teacher, an intern of teachers, something that knew the kids. But I haven't been getting her lately. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hold on, guys. Toxic. We got that down. Fake friends. And putting on a show. See, these people are all putting on a show. And a copycat. Okay, so one, I want to put out first and foremost, I don't want to be an alarmist, but copycat can mean that there could be another kid taken in that area. I'm not saying it will, but copycats usually do as they've seen. You know what I mean? Or simple, copycat is just copying what everyone's putting out there at different times, picking their own theory and saying it could be Natasha, for all we know. I'm not claiming it, but it could be, right? But the fake friends, toxic, no, nothing was good here. Nothing was good. And of course, putting on a show. That's what they're all doing. In one way, shape, or form, they're all putting on a show. And it sickens me, as it does many others. I mean, I'm not saying like they're outright like certain ones are 100% lying, but they're maneuvering, maneuvering certain things to fit their narrative, right? There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, Lily. Now, this could be past, right? Present or future. But for some reason, for the past 3 days, I have seen off and on a vision of Lily biting someone's hand right here. Okay, right here. She just clamps. Well, clamps, right? And I only hear something about Jack. So I don't know. But it's not Jack's hand, it's an adult hand. That could have happened before they went missing. I don't know. Investigating. They are investigating. The cops are. See, I know a lot of people are pissed. You know, anyone watch that show Columbo? Because I keep getting Columbo when it comes to this case. You know, Columbo was a show many years ago. Peter Falk. Great show. My grandmother used to have me watch it with her. And he would act like he was dumb. He didn't know this, he didn't know that. And in doing that, he would actually get information from the ones he suspected. And he'd be able to put the puzzle together behind the scenes with that suspect truly believing they don't know what the hell they're doing. Oh, we're fine. We'll be clear. He doesn't know anything. And that's what I pick up is Columbo with RCMP. So we'll see. But I know a lot of people think the RCMP ain't doing anything, but I see them doing stuff, and they are definitely dark and behind the scenes. Okay? Well, there's a hater. Remember in the first reading I picked up a grudge holder? Someone truly, truly did not like a situation they were in or they were told about. Someone hated someone really bad when they held a grudge. Yeah, see this? Putting on a show and tired of the drama. We, the people, are tired of the drama. I believe the cops are too. Tired of the drama. And not so much. See, to me, the online community is really keeping these children alive in so many different ways, keeping this case going, you know. And for what I watch, the ones I watch do clarify, like Justin's channel, Clutch of Pearls, Clutch Them Pearls. He rocks. I love him too. Now, I don't always agree with him, and he doesn't always agree with others, but that's okay. Everyone's got their opinion and the right to it. You know what I mean? But they definitely bring in more information, and they've been around long enough, him and Crime and Shame and so forth, to have that I know this just because I know this, and I can't tell you who told me this, but I know this. And if she's going to stand on Crime and Shame, if she's going to be on her channel saying, no doubt he had cell phones, and I believe her. Again, I'll correct it if it comes out that she's like, oh shit, I made a mistake. And we got betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitors, unworthy of trust. Did someone betray whoever gave these kids off? See, I don't think this is the thing. I know people believe, well, if this happened, we would know by now and, we'd have the kids back. See, if you think about the way, let's face it, all players are playing here, I'm calling them players because they're playing, unfortunately, with children. Um, I don't think they want children back except for this Meadow. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I think um, Malaya, this is my alleged opinion, is only going after Meadow just because it looks good that she's a mom and she's looking for wants her kid back. And also, I think they get money up in Canada. Weren't they getting money for these kids? It's sad to say, but I knew there's been betrayal. So I'm wondering if whoever they gave the kids to is going to betray them and give the kids, I don't know, to the RCMP or leave them somewhere for the RCMP, or someone who thought they had the control of this situation got betrayed, which could be Malaya or Daniel. And I'm going to say, or Janie. Now, Justin apparently, it's come out that he does not live there, even though in the beginning he did. So I don't know where he plays in this, but if he was on that property, then that could be something else. And I'm not accusing him either, but I'm saying, was there someone on that property that none of them are telling us about? Maybe it did have to do with drugs. And they don't want this person caught up in this case because in their mind they had nothing to do with this. But yet that person may have actually done something. Who knows? Anything else with these cards? Okay. So what's in the tea here? Oh, my leg. What's in the tea with Emily? Oh, I said it, but I think that's because I just said she didn't come up anymore. So my mind kind of had her. So we're just going to stick with Lily and Jack. Lily and Jack. I would like to just know where the hell they are. I'm seeing a street sign. F as in Frank, ERRY, ferry. Ferry, maybe a ferry street, ferry lane. Someone might have something to do with it. Kids could be there. I can't even tell you if it's Pictou County, but I just see a street or lane or Ave. It's on, the post. No trespassing signs. Oh, crap. Let me pull another card. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Yeah. All right. All right. So we can look at this two ways. Investigation is moving forward, right? That's one. But we also have the moving thief, robbed, lost, theft, physical or emotional. I last video I did, I believe it was either part 9 or part 8. I said they were restricted. I think they're finding a way not to be restricted, and they're moving the children, or they're moving the bodies of the children. I'm gonna put it both ways, guys, just so. And then we have karmic friends, can't fully trust them. That comes in with the fake friends, secret competition, keep your friends close. And so this is a frenemy, someone who was a frenemy, who truly hated, right? One or all of them. And here we are unfazed again. She's still unfazed. And she's going to stay unfazed. She doesn't even care people are, what in her mind, betraying her, but she's like, no, keep it cool. I don't want eyes on me. Just let it blow over. This case of Lily and Jack are not going to blow over. Anything else? Where are Lily and Jack? They're moving them. Okay. And someone's uninterested in carless. Someone who doesn't have a car. Or someone's uninterested in someone because they don't have a car. They can't travel. They can't go wherever the hell they want to go. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're both pretty much dating, looking up others, doing whatever. Let's see what the cops are up to. This is about the cops. Behind the scenes, what are the cops doing? Yeah, come on. Cops. What are the cops doing in the lead, Jack? Kind of going long here, guys. I'm sorry, but at least I have the time today where, like I said, I'm not on here that much, so trying to cover all bases here. Come on. The silent witness. We have a silent witness here. Listen more than you speak. Observing others' actions and words can provide valuable insights. Trust what you see and hear, and use it to piece together the clearer picture. And I think someone is behind the scenes doing that, even though this is for the cop. Maybe they're doing it for the cops, but they're silent. They're not online. They're not shouting out things. They're just keeping it quiet and paying attention. The witness's truth. Reflect on your personal observations and experiences. Ensure that your account of events is honest and clear. Your perspective is valuable in understanding the full scope. That goes with the silent witness. And I mean, I'm thinking like maybe Daniel or someone is actually sitting down, getting free from all the noise and saying, okay, exactly what did I see and hear, even 2, 3 days ahead, right? What actually, I don't know, but this silent witness is definitely piecing things together. I think they're actually writing things down quietly so they don't forget certain things. They might have already spoken to the cops, and that's what they're holding tight. The hidden motive. Explore underlying motives behind actions or decisions. Consider what drives people to act in the certain ways and how these motives may influence the situation. Look for deeper layers of meaning. And that's exactly what the cops are doing. Saying, there has to be more to this story because it's just a mess. Got discerning eye. Cultivate discernment in evaluating information. Assess the credibility of sources, that's what they're trying to do with this Natasha woman and anything else coming in. It's going to be slow and methodical so they don't end up losing if they go ahead and jump on something that's not been confirmed, that they don't have a warrant to do it, that they don't have the permission, they can screw up everything. And everyone should know that. Verify facts before drawing conclusions. Avoid being swayed by appearances alone. And I think that lie detector test, that's talking about that too. I don't care if everyone came out clean. I know Janie's on something and her body just couldn't say one way or the other. That doesn't mean bad or good. And the rest of them, you can lie. Pathological liars can get away with lying on a lie detector. And the cops know that. At this point, basically, that thing was saying as of July 16, we have no evidence to move forward like this or that. They need solid proof. They need enough probable cause to arrest someone or come out and say, we're going in this direction. We found out new evidence, this or that. And the clarity of justice. Seek fairness and impartiality in your decisions. Ensure that all sides of the issue are considered before making a judgment. Strive for balance and just outcomes in your dealings. That's exactly what they're doing, guys. If they have to play Columbo to get it done, then let them do it. Let them do it. Oh, this is telling me all about the investigation, all about the mess that's going on. But where are Lily and Jack? Can you tell me where are Lily and Jack? So 1 minute. I need a drink. Hmm. Lily and Jack. All right. Lily and Jack are with a couple. There was a choice made. This is both choice, right? And I'm wondering if in the move they separated the two of them, but I don't think so. Two different stairways, make a decision which door to take. You know what I mean? There was a choice made. There's a park around them, where there was some kind of outside park. That doesn't mean they're taking the kids out to play in a park. All right, that confuses me too. These are kids that are known not only in Canada, but in America and other countries. These kids would not be taken out to a park and just play. Their faces are known, and whoever had them has them. They have a house. It's like rural itself. It's in the woods. They're not going to take them on Main Street and go shopping with them or anything. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just common sense. Show me where the kids are. Now that we know the backstory, where are the kids? See what comes out. Jeez, a crow. Is there a casino or someone come into money? There was money in the beginning. Money was involved in this situation. All right, luck. And there is a message of concern. Someone's going to be getting a message of concern. Message that worries them. Could have to do with finding out something. Yeah, there's a gamble that was taken. Some kind of gamble. Something around money, something around gamble. And this woman is getting a word about it. It kind of It's interesting because she's getting word, but it doesn't help in any way. You see how even these clouds are? That's what they're showing me on this card today. There's just as much storm cloud as there is bright. Now, the bright is breaking through, though. So, in a way, Maybe it's a message that just confuses her even more, and she's like, "What do I do with this? Do I do something with this? How do I deal with this?" There is a courthouse, so that's legal matter. Bridge also calls for distance. And yeah, there's some good news coming, but we may not hear it. It could be personal good news for someone, you know. I think because they're moving, they're not really showing me where they are. Again, adjudication, legal matters. Legal matters all over this. They're not showing me because I think they're moving. They did move recently. Well, if they moved recently, I should pick them up, but they're probably in the process. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, come on. Oh, I put you upside down. Hold on. Lily and Jack, Lily and Jack. Where are you? Tell me something to direct us. Oh, motel, hotel affair. I picked that up on a reading before, one or two. Someone was cheating. They could be cheating now. Like, not cheating because they're not together, Daniel and Millet at this point that we know of. Oh, wait a minute. Get that back there. Get that back there. Organized crime. So, I mean, drugs is an organized crime, even if you just hit your own neighborhood or whatever. But I do think, like, in the beginning, I said this wasn't like, I don't believe this was like thought of 3 months, 4 months, 6 months down the road and all planned out. That to me does not make sense. But within that week, some kind of opportunity came up, or someone was thinking about something a while back, but then the opportunity, they grabbed onto it that week. You know what I mean? And a boat, travel, travel, devil energy. Yeah, they're up to no good. The devil energy. Someone's also like thinking they got it made. Give them 50 different ways to go and they'll never take the right way. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to take the right way. Well, female by devil energy. I don't know if she was manipulated because she's not right in the head. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say it. Or she is so right in the head that she's that calculating, but I don't know about that. But I don't know this female if she just believes someone and let things happen, or if she herself is the devil within. Burial upside down, so I don't know if they're actually buried or passed on. Though she might want people to ultimately think that. All right. Is there anything else? What's in the tea? What's this? What's that? Oh, now I got some new cards. I'll end it with one card of hope. I want to check these out. They're animal cards. Let's get a card of hope, a card of direction, a card that leads us somewhere. And this could be personal too. So it's up, but I'm putting it as let's see what's going on. What can we do for hope for this case? All right, hope for this case. Again, I got no death cards, you guys. So I'm believing they're still alive. And I'm going to make it very clear, like I have in all of them. I could be 100% wrong with that, but I'm believing they're alive. Well, sorry, that's way too many. Lily and Jack. Lily and Jack. What's going on? Give us a card of hope, what we can focus on. Lily and Jack. Sullivan. Frogs. I see frogs, little frogs, like baby frogs. I think Jacks? I'm not sure. A baby frog. Okay. Giraffe. We got giraffe. Reflection. If you are facing a difficult situation, which we all are because we want them found, do not rush into making a decision. Well, that's the cops too. They can't rush it. You are advised to turn the problem around in all possible manners. They did make it clear, basically. And then, let's face it, anything's possible still. Before deciding on a solution, your circumstances need to be examined carefully. The cops are examining every single thing, right? The pink blanket, this, that, the other thing, you know, and that's good for us too, because anything's a possibility. That's why I'm like, well, I believe they're alive, but there is a possibility they're not. I'm not closing myself to a tunnel vision, you know? And I'm not believing all these damn distractions that they're so trying to pull on everyone. So that's what I got. I mean, I did get Ferry Road. That could be past, present, future. I do believe they're moving, or at least thinking about it, moving them. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it gets solved today, but, you know, I don't know. It might be a while again. We'll see. All right. So everyone, keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. And let's never give up the fight for Jack and Lily and all other missing children and adults. They're always someone's child, no matter what the age. Take care.